Okay, I just pulled it to the side of the road there. It's been pouring down, so it's kind of eased off, but I decided to do a quick, short version of my bikepacking setup. Just a general overview. I will do a long version breaking down every piece of gear because there's some really cool stuff in there. So I'm just going to set up the camera on the tripod and give you a quick run through. It might interest people. To take it into some context, I've been into bikepacking 17 years. That's why I own YouTube /bikepacking, Facebook /bikepacking. Got into it long time ago. The bike is more of a hybrid now than a bikepacking setup. I'm taking the best of both worlds. It's designed to go anywhere around the world, 4 seasons, and any terrain. Doesn't matter where it is, it will handle it. So let me set up the tripod and I'll quickly show you. Yeah, just before I get in the bike, I'll just quickly go over what I wear. And generally this is what I wear in the summertime. So I'll start off at top. Baseball cap, DJI mic, connected to the cameras, the Action 4s, and I use it also with the drone, and I also use it with the iPad editing and stuff, voiceovers and stuff. Top is basically a UV shirt. I love it. I love it. You know, riding along. I used to wear, use a lot of suntan cream and stuff and carry that, but I burn. I just burn like hell. So this way I don't burn. And then on here I have the watch, which has a little reader inside. I can't remember the correct name. But basically when a storm comes in or it's going to rain, it beeps and gives me a 15 minutes head up without being online. That's the only reason I really have it. And this rain that I got caught in, it gave me the warning, but I just kept riding. Silly. Shorts is just inexpensive ones. They last about 6 months. You throw them away. Amazon, AliExpress, whatever. I did buy expensive ones and it was still the same thing. After 6 months you threw them away. Shoes, I don't know if you can see them, but these are Ceramo. Can't remember the correct name. I'll put a link into it. Actually, it'll be a link in for all the gear I have. These are brilliant. These are really good. I didn't read one single review. I spent $280 for them. Not one review. All I seen it was in a gear list. A couple that went around the world, and they said, "This is the shoes we use for the 3-year world trip, and they lasted, and it's the only pair we brought." That's all they said in their gear list in little brackets. So that was good enough for me. That's all I wanted. Durability. Socks is obviously merino wool. Now the bike. Oh, well, one last thing. New addition this year is a hip bag. I did have a hip bag 15 years ago by North Face, a lumbar muscle one, call it lumbar muscle one because my lumbar muscle hurt. This one doesn't hurt. Obviously we did a couple mods to it. It's basically a camera case. So in here I keep my camera gear, and it doesn't feel heavy. It actually feels okay. Okay, so this is my bike. I will go over that quickly because everybody's bike is different. I started off with a bamboo frame. That's Bamboo and Ally, made by James Wolfe in good old Vietnam. And then I added obviously the Infinity seat, Pure Comfort Day 1. And then I added the handlebars, titanium. They're similar to Jones's. Wren forks, they're a game changer. They makes the terrain just so much more smoother. Adjustable in seconds. Great piece of gear. I did have, I've been running XT brakes, and I switched out my SRAM to XT gear system, 11 speed, 30 cog or 28 cog or something like that there I have on it. So the bike itself was, as I say, a self-build. 2 advantages. One, I got the components I want, and the third was hold on. Yep, just gotta make sure the mic is recording. The advantage of that was that building the bike was I got the components I wanted, and I got an understanding of how to put things together so I could do maintenance. The wheels are carbon rims. I am not running tubeless. I used tubeless for 7 years, and I decided to go back to tubes for one reason or another. In 5 years, I had 3 punctures, and I had them all at the same time, and that was 2 days ago. With the same wheel, in the exact same time, 3 punctures. So it's pretty bomb-proof because I'm using Mr. Tuffy, but I don't know how it got through. And then I have muck off inside the tubes. I'm sure muck off must be dried out, but no. I thought I topped it up 6 months ago, but maybe I didn't. Bags, let's talk about bags. As I say, this is a hybrid, a bikepacking hybrid, because I'm using the racking system. This is Euro Rack. I have used a few other ones, tail fin, included the latest craze. I just prefer these, are much more durable. The bag is a prototype bag that I basically took the base off a pod from Euro Bag Company, and I added this bag on top, restitched it, seam sealed it, and so I can load directly from the top. So this bag is pretty new, about 6 months, and I'm still playing around with it, but so far it's working out the way I wanted it. This bag is about 15 years old. I got it from Bike Dude. It's an American brand. He had a dealership through them or something like that there. This is Bike Dude top tube bag, and these are 2 J-Packs bags. I really like custom bags rather than factory ones. They're higher quality. Like this top tube bag is 15 years old by Bike Dude, and it's never failed. Same with J-Packs, they're about 11 years old, never failed. These 2 bags in the front are by Mert. They're young guys out of Holland. They make them pretty wide. They're the only ones I've seen making these type of bags. And they're great for what I need it for, my concept. The other bag is Dawn bags. They are about 10 years old. They have never failed. It's probably one of the only seam weld that has never failed. All the other ones have. And then at the front, I went through so many harnesses and racks and stuff like that there. I went through so many, maybe 20. I settled on the Euro, again the same brand as the rear rack. It's hardtail, sorry, not hardtail. It's hard plastic. I was against hard plastic at the start, but it's much more easier to hold and firmness, you know. Events, Sea to Summit bags, they work great. They're one of the best pieces of bikepacking gear I have. I really, really enjoy them. Compared to Everett designs or your standard harness, you know, like what's the names of them? Oh, there's so many, you know, front roll bag and a few other things. I just really like Event. This is actual XL. The rack here is by Ren. It attaches to their Ren forks. The Ren forks are just brilliant, and then they added these little brackets so you could attach an anything cage on them. This was the solution I was looking for years. I was looking for this solution for years. Then on top I have camera mount, light, and GPS. That's Hammerhead, and I'm way happy with that. Tried Willow and Garmin and all those other ones, but Hammerhead's good. And it's an old one, it's not even a new one. Another mount here for capturing B-roll. So let me quickly go through what's in each bag. I pack in categories. Everything is like organized in the sense I got very little unpacking to do when I set up camp. So this bag is basically the kitchen. So it holds kitchen equipment, cooking system. It is multi-fuel. And I can use petrol, and I can simmer, and I can do a whole bunch of other things with that there. The cooking equipment itself is mostly titanium. And I can hold about 7 days to 10 days worth of food, depending if it's dehydrated or if it's just locally bought. So in here is the food, basically this is my kitchen. Then this bag is for material repairs. So if anything breaks, like a down jacket gets ripped, or a rain jacket get ripped, or the tent get ripped, or an air mattress gets damaged, or anything that gets ripped, all the patches are in here for that. Something I only added about 5 years ago, and it's really handy. If something gets damaged, I can repair it, even including the frame bags. So this frame bag is by Merit, the same as these two. So in here, this whole side is tools and spare parts. On the other side, because it's divided into two, is 4 litres of water. And then Bike Bag Dude bag. In there I basically keep like little translators. So if I stop to talk to somebody, I just put them in my ear. They look like AirPods. So when they speak French, I can hear English. When they speak German, I hear English, you know, and vice versa. It's little translators, pretty cool. And a little backpack and a head net I keep in there. Something I need when you're around. Like in Australia was really handy. You had working on the bike, and I just threw the head net on. So in here's stuff just generally quickly grab. Whiskey, okay, doesn't need to explain, and a compass. Just compass is there. And these two bags are, I want to say the word, when the weather changes, like climate change, but I don't want to use the word climate change. I just want to say when the weather changes when I'm riding, these two bags mean I don't have to plunner through anything. So in this one is a high vis, light windbreaking jacket. So it does like 3 things: windbreaker, high vis, and light rain jacket. So that's easy to access. The other one, the Saxium by J-Packs, this in here holds arm warmers, leg warmers, so when the temperature gets a little bit cooler, and gloves, and a face mask. The face mask is actually pretty cool. It's when you go into cities, it gives you a warning that the pollution, especially if you get stuck behind trucks, diesel trucks. So it's more for pollution than anything else. So in there I have that. These two are my main things I reach every single day. Here's the drone with controller, a Mini 4. And then here is the battery banks for charging all my devices. I like this because when I stop at a coffee shop, I just grab that bag and I can go in and charge the battery bank. The battery bank is 27,600 Anchor, and it takes 37 minutes to fully charge. So when I order one coffee, I plug it in, and after I have my coffee, I walk out, and I have plenty of power, and never ran out doing this system. And I've got a lot of camera gear, so and you know, iPads and stuff like that as well. So the handlebars, a little drink, mostly sugar drinks are in here. As I said, the other side here is 4 litres, and that runs up to a hose. So 4 litres of water, and then sugary drinks in here, coffees and iced teas and Coke. Whatever I throw in there is usually a sugary drink. As I said, hammerhead, GPS, drink, and a mount for the camera, which I'm using now, the Action 4. Then in the front is the complete sleep system, including, and it's 4 seasons, including base camp clothes, summer and winter. So when I get to camp, I just set up the shelter, and I change into a fresh pair of clothes. Some of the clothes way cool, like the IO Merino is like way cool. I mean, it's merino wool, but it's also compression wear. So when I put them on at night, it feels good against the skin compared to that clammy merino, or sorry, that compression wear. This is merino wool, so it feels good against the skin. Really works, especially if you elevate your legs with a second pillow, which I carry 2 pillows. In the front, a very unusual place is for wash kit, and also a pair of swimming trunks. I'm in Thailand, so I pull up beside the beach, I grab a pair of shorts, go for a swim, I go to the showers along the beach, and I can, get washed up. I like having the wash kit here because sometimes I can't wash in the morning when I'm camping because I'm short of water. Water's more important drinking than washing myself, so there. Now underneath here is the rain rack. This is the game changer. This is completely supported by the Bikepack bag, or sorry, Arrow. Their website is called Bikepack. That's why I keep getting them mixed up. Arrow rack. That is supporting this complete internal sleep system, which goes down to 0 Fahrenheit. But the way it's designed, I can use it in Thailand, no problem. Nothing's really on this. This is all totally supported by this bracket here. So this rack, which holds 10 kilos, is only actually holding 1.5, 1.8. In here's my iPad. iPad Pro M4. It does all my editing plus external hard drives and a few mics and a few other things that I need during the editing process. I love it because when I stop at a coffee shop, from the other side I unhook and I can pull out the iPad case. It's in a hard case, pull it out, go in and do some work, put it back in again. No plunging through panniers or anything like that there. So these two bags, both sides, is basically my summer and my winter clothes. Mainly a lot of layers to make it up to the winter clothes. And it's worked out great. What I've done now is, I used to have summer, winter, just divide them. But now I divide them by bottoms. Anything below the waist is in there, including socks and shorts, longer trousers, and base layers and stuff. And then the other side is like down jackets, outer shells, and mid layers and base layers and stuff like that there. So generally when I change a pair of these shorts, I'm also grabbing a t-shirt as well, or a long shirt. So they keep always balanced that way, rather than summer going down and summer going up. So that's my setup. It works. It's fuel under there, petrol, and then I have just a couple of little things like lights. Nothing too special on the lights. These lights are by Luma. We picked them up for the family touring setup, so it's hopefully my head didn't get cut off on this, and hopefully this video is not too long. I'm going to upload it directly from here using the 5G thing, and let's see what happens.